I remember when we were strong. Back in the days before King Tenebrae and his royal guard, and the people of Amosran took up their own arms for fun and profit. Before all that, there was just us, the Viridian Outriders. We kept the roads and trails safe and secure, with homes and forts scattered about and locales civilized and not. Time passed, and we have been replaced. And yet, I hear the rumblings and murmurs of the roads being less safe than they had been. Monsters sniffing around in smaller towns and magic acting oddly. Who knows? Maybe we'll be needed again. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, our Outriders explore this strange new place and reunite with someone they didn't know they already knew. Thank you to our backers, Carlin, JJ, and Joel, for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, and maybe try checking out some of the other shows on the network. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down Another Path.
So y'all know how I love to commit to a bit, right?
Yeah.
You?
What?
I'll commit to a bit, and I'll commit hard. So I have here in my hand...
Oh. Is that the
that
last?
Well, so here's the thing. I have here in my hand a canned beverage.
Yeah.
With no label.
Oh.
I know it's from iSteer.
Yes.
How many times on this podcast are we going to have the last iced here?
I
Currently,
discovered
think
this.
3?
I discovered this in my garage fridge a couple days ago, and decided to save it for this moment.
It's got to be the toast.
I do
right?
not know.
Not necessarily.
I don't know. Not necessarily. I don't know what it is or how old it is.
Are you gonna pour it out before? Are you going straight from the
I have
can?
yes. I have a cup.
Okay.
No, just down the
pour it.
hatch.
I'm gonna pour it.
Perfume.
What mystery ice-steer brew?
All right. It is carbonated still.
Smell check.
Uh-oh.
Inconclusive smell check.
It's got color. It's not a seltzer.
It's got color. It's got.
Or it's a seltzer and it's bad news.
I hope that Foley works.
I heard it over the Zoom,
I heard
so
it.
I bet we're good.
That's
okay.
That's a toast.
That could be.
It doesn't smell like toast, y'all.
That could be like...
Do we think it's one of ours? Is it like Oh, we're taking a sip. Here we go.
Sip check.
I'll drink some piss.
Out of context, weird.
Yep. Which of ice-steer's many great brews? Uh-oh.
I think
Has
it's
been
Mummy, but it doesn't taste good.
Oh, no.
Hey, y'all, beer expires.
It sure does.
It sure does.
Some beer sooner than others.
But if it's called Mummy, it shouldn't. It should just be like its namesake.
Yeah.
It should never expire, last forever. Just like Wuv, Twill Wuv, and Justin got married.
Yay!
That was the way you...
Justin's married.
I'm mad that the transition into that was bad beer.
Valid.
Bad beer and Princess Bride. What more do you want from me?
Mm-hmm.
So much more.
Okay, I'm sorry. But Justin got married.
Yeah.
I got to be there.
Yay.
It was beautiful.
Chase and I are out here hanging out in Putz County together.
Having a 9-month-old is not super conducive to traveling across multiple states.
Yeah. I just don't like you that much.
Yeah, I know that. I remember college.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was like 10 years ago.
It was like 10 years ago. Yeah,
It
we're
is
old.
an increasing amount of time ago.
Yeah. But it was a beautiful wedding, Justin. Y'all did great. Jeanette really threw together an incredible wedding, and you did a great job doing whatever you were told to do.
Hey, that's correct. I can't.
But beyond that,
No
Justin does actually get props because in true theater person fashion, there's a lot of theater people involved in this wedding because, of course, there were.
Certainly.
there was not just like, first dance, daddy-daughter dance, things like that. There were like multiple legitimate full-out performances, like 5 or 6 of them. It was impressive. There was a Bollywood routine.
What?
There was tap. And then our boy Justin got up on the mic and sang from Wedding Singer, because of course he did.
Amazing.
It was
Hell yeah.
incredible.
You absolute king.
Are we all rolling now?
Yes, everybody roll now. There will be 2 rounds with Harper by herself, and then everyone else will join in.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Legit. Yeah,
I
awesome.
love putting myself in bad situations. It's so much fun,
All right.
honestly.
Is it,
I got
though?
this.
Did anybody beat a 20?
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Griff, did you roll for
Anybody
Ignis?
15 and up?
I got a 17.
Okay.
Ignis goes immediately after me
Okay, great.
by default. He doesn't roll initiative.
Okay. 10 and up.
10.
Okay. Okay. You all go first.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. It's amazing.
Cecil and I still are invisible.
Yes, you
Because
are.
it has not been
True.
an hour yet,
Yeah,
and
but-
I have not dispelled it.
Yep. Ignis is not, but
No, Ignis
Ignis
is
is not.
just
Yeah.
a tortoise.
Tortoise.
8 is plus 5 max HP. And you still have fire resistance, Griff.
That's true. I do. Thank you. I have a cunning plan.
That's good, because I can't cast haste from this far away.
That's okay.
Now, it's not going to matter since we're already in combat, but did you reactivate the refueler ring, or is that still inactive?
Yes, that stuff is back and active as of like the start of this mission.
I probably should have used that before we went into battle, but...
Yeah, it takes an action to recover 1 expended spell slot.
You are currently in the cage flying up, Erebin. It's going to be a round. It's going to be a round or 2 before you get up there. If you want to do more prep, you could use an action to do that. Erebin, you are first in the initiative. You are in a cage. Who's got Ignis with him?
Probably me.
Okay. So yeah, Erebin, you are in the cage by yourself. What are you doing?
I am going to use the spell refueling ring that Harper has given me, and I'm going to regain 1 spell slot back.
Hell
That
yeah.
is how that works. Cool.
That's its one use for the day.
Harper,
Yes.
were it you? You are
Okay.
looking at some kind of caster and 3 of the undersigned.
Do I let them set up as well, or do I charge in like an idiot?
That's on you, friendo.
Yeah. This is a, man, oh man, oh man. I think this is a day of Harper being bold and reckless. So, I think thinking on instinct, she is going to set her spear. And are they within 25 feet of me?
Yeah.
I'm going to full tilt charge.
There is one that looks beefier than the others.
Yeah, if I can ID one as like the guy in charge, as like a spellcastery
Yeah,
type.
the spellcaster looks like they're in charge. There is one of the undersigned looks stronger than the others.
Okay. I'm going after the spellcastery type.
Absolutely. Makes sense.
And Harper is going to new spell who dis. I am going to my broad spear has the little like flywheel igniter on it that I use for green flame blade.
Absolutely.
I basically temporarily overclock that. It lights up even more and is shining brilliantly. I'm going to bonus action cast Branding Smite.
Ooh.
Because that's something I get as a battlesmith. And then I'm going to make 2 attacks with my broad spear against the spellcaster.
Go for it.
First attack is a 12 to hit.
That is not going to do it.
Second attack is also really, really bad. Worse. So I rolled 1 better. I rolled a 13 to hit.
Also does not hit. You swing in,
and you're making contact, but you are glancing off of mage armor.
Yeah, Branding Spite does stay up for a minute until I hit with it.
Ah, bet. Nice.
So my spear is still radiantly charged. But Harper goes, yeah, ha! Oh. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna die.
Cecil,
Oh, fuck.
you're up.
How far are we?
You are one round after this. Well, there will be one more round of cage flight, and then you'll be there.
Yeah. Cool. I get that. Yeah. How far?
Oh, 200 feet?
All right. Worth asking.
Yep.
Sorcerers got some bullshit.
Yeah, that's fair. Good question.
Yeah, do you have distant spell?
Fire bolt is 120 foot range.
Yeah.
So you'll be in range next round for that.
So I'll be in range next round. I can shoot out of the cage. Okay. So
keep in mind you guys lose invisibility if you cast spells or attack, yeah.
yes. I've already cast 2 spells.
The spell ends for the target that attacks or casts a spell is the text.
Okay, then I'm visible. I've cast 2 spells.
Yep.
Already. So I am
Good looking out.
Cecil is visible. So one cage is empty and the other cage has Ignis and Cecil. That makes sense. That tracks. I am already concentrating, so I'm going to... there's not really anything to do at the moment.
Do a little day.
What a strange thing. Like, I could, use an item?
Yeah, you have time. That's not usually a resource you have.
I have time to use an item? I can do a thing? I can think... What's
What's
going
the
on?
range on the Boo Blaster?
I picked the most chaotic option I can choose.
Okay.
Cecil crosses their arms over each other and above their head, and then quickly brings their arms down over their face, over their chest, all the way down their legs, and casts Disguise itself.
Okay.
Cecil turns into an undersigned.
I had that same idea.
Fascinating.
I'm visible, so
Yeah.
it might do something.
We'll see in 2 rounds.
I just see an undersigned rolling up with Ignis, and I'm like, he's betrayed me.
That's all I can do because I'm still all concentrating and we're good. Disguise self, also, by the way, not concentration.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
I just look like this for an hour.
Cool. All right, that is going to take us to this caster. Harper got up in their grill way faster than anticipated. They bring down their hands. It's like, get away, and lays their hands on you and cast Shocking Grasp,
Oh, rude.
which is at advantage because you're wearing metal.
It sure is.
That is going to be a dirty 20.
I will reaction shield to bring me up to 23 for the round.
Excellent. Good call.
Nice.
I basically, punch a sigil on the back of my shield, and it, has a bigger overlay over top of it. Like, my shield has a magical overlay that is, double in size. Mm-hmm. And it just intercepts the grasp.
And as this wizard comes in with the grasp, the undersigned are going to attack as well.
All right, come on, you big bastards.
First 2 miss. Second one attacks twice. I have rolled double 18, so plus modifiers, that is going to be a 24.
Damn, yeah.
That meets.
The good news is, I think no matter what the damage is, unless it's god tier damage, I think I passed my concentration for a Branding Smite.
First attack, and there is fire added to this, but I'm already having it for you.
Cool, thank you.
The first attack is going to be a 5, which I think you'll pass fairly handily.
Yep.
That one's going to be a little more potent. Second attack is a 12.
Okay.
And that is pre-halved.
Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, I rolled above 20 on both of my concentration checks, so I'm holding Branding Smite still, but ow.
Cool. The undersigned line holder that comes up behind you lays in hard.
Ah, fuck. Shit.
Arabin, we're back to you. The cages are now within 60 feet.
Within 60 feet.
Yes.
Okay, so I am going to target the one closest to me with a Eldritch Blast.
Excellent. Yeah, that'll be one of the smaller undersigned.
You technically have advantage because you're invisible still.
Well,
true.
I go out of invisibility as soon as I cast it.
Yeah, but
think
I'd
you-
give you the advantage on the first attack.
Oh, okay. Well, then, that's going to be a 25 to hit then.
That'll hit. Go ahead and
There
roll
we go.
damage.
Bazinga. What?
And that's going to be 7 force, yeah. And then I'm going to cast it again. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a 25 again.
Yep.
Ooh, that is going to be 14.
Dead.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That was the first bolt was the orange with yellow threads that sort of just like hit it, and then the second one is that red beam with the black ichor like strings that just blast a hole through it.
Oh, you guys fucked up now.
Harper, you're up. You are surrounded.
Yeah.
You've got a wizard in front of you and the undersigned at either side.
All I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men. I'm going to attack twice against the spellcaster again with my branding smite. That's much better, thank God. That is a 27.
Silvery barbs.
You rat bastard, Greenlee.
You pulled a Cecil.
23. Eat my shorts.
We're still,
You know what? Turnabout's fair play. I had to do it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I got to counterspell a mass healing word the other day.
Oh,
Yeah. No, it feels good,
I feel
doesn't it?
no shame now.
Yeah.
That's rude. I love it, but it's rude. Cool. Yeah.
We're looking at 11.
Okay.
That is just the piercing damage.
Okay.
And then an additional 10 radiant damage.
Okay, this is on the wizard.
This is on the wizard.
Okay.
So it's 21 total.
Great.
The creature cannot become invisible for the next minute.
Cool.
As it's kind of a fairy fire effect. They're shining with a little bit of that light that passes over to them. And then that was just my first attack. Second attack with no smite. That is a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
10 damage.
Cool.
That was my action. My bonus action is null and void because I don't have Ignis right now. That's it. That's me.
Cool.
I'm staying in the melee. I'm looking rough, but I'm staying in the melee.
Excellent. As we pass Iggy's turn, Arabin, your cage lands. So you will be able to move and get out of there next round. Cecil, it is your turn. You look like an undersigned. What are you doing?
I don't know that this is going to do any good for me to be an undersigned, but here we are, and we're going to keep it for now. Seeing the one fall fairly quickly and seeing the three around Hopper, Cecil twists the small, green, acidically dripping poison clock back over their wrist, and I'm going to second level twin spell Ray of Sickness
Tight.
at the two non-spellcasters.
Okay.
So I need to make 2 attacks. Dirty 20 and a 19.
Both will hit.
Sweet. I need both of them to make con saves.
Can't believe Chase Silvery Barbs.
One of them is a 15, the other nat 20s.
The 15's a fail.
Okay.
So whichever one that is has failed.
Cool.
So we'll just say for whichever one failed takes 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the other one takes 10. And the one that failed is poison, so it has disadvantage on attacks and ability checks.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Can it
And-
repeat that save at the end of its turn?
I think it just lasts for a round. The poison effect.
Until the end of my next turn, yeah.
Into your next turn. Cool.
Yeah. So
all right.
it is at disadvantage for this round. That's it.
Harper,
Yes.
high or low?
Low.
That is very good for your friends.
Okay.
The wizard is going to attack you again.
Okay.
And that is going to be another shocking grasp at advantage because metal.
Yes.
Silvery barbs, fucker.
That's very good because I just rolled a nat 20.
That's good. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that.
That does knock it down to an 18.
18 still hits.
I thought you had shield.
It's been my turn again.
Oh, that's
Shield is
right.
down.
Okay. Well, I still give you the advantage from Silvery Barbs for your next whatever.
Cool. I'll take it.
That is going to be 10 damage.
Ouch. That's fine.
Now it is the undersigned's turn. First one, 11 isn't going to do anything. Second one is going to use the advantage gained from Silvery Barbs to negate the first of the disadvantages, so he's rolling straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have rolled a 3.
Cool.
Second attack at disadvantage, I have rolled a 14, which I don't think is going to do much.
Woo! Debuffs out the wazoo.
All right. That is going to take us back to the top of the round. Arabin, you're up.
Arabin is going to say, "Oh, you messed with the wrong ones today." And he's going to run towards, I guess, whichever one's closest.
Mm-hmm.
And make a hack and slash attack.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll for hack and slash.
So that's going to be a 19 to hit.
Hit. Roll damage.
And that's going to be 9.
Dead.
Great. Is there another one that I can get to with my movement?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna...
Yeah, you have your choice. You can either go for the wizard or for the beefier undersigned.
Do you want to bring out your Ghastly with your Spectre?
That takes a turn, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after the beefier undersigned.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay.
Let's go.
And that's gonna be 9 damage.
Cool. That takes us to Harper.
I'm looking pretty rough, but I got my buddies at my back now, so I'm feeling all right. I'm just going to continue my assault on the wizard and make 2 attacks. First one at advantage due to Cecil. That is a 22 to hit.
Silvery Barbs.
Okay. So do I had advantage. Do I re-roll?
Re-roll the
one
highest
die?
of the 2. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what I just did with the nat 20.
Okay. Then that makes it a 21 still.
Still hits.
I had a 13 as my lower of the 2.
Okay. Advantage is granted to the undersigned.
Bet. And then first attack's damage is going to be 12 piercing.
Okay. Takes it.
Second attack. It rolled off of a nat 20, but that's a 16 to hit.
That hits.
13 piercing damage.
Very close.
Bonus action, Ignis is going to come in and make an attack against the wizard.
Kill, steal, Ignis.
Fuck this dude. Ignis rolls a 19 on the die.
Roll damage.
Yeah. So that's a that doesn't matter. But that is a that's a lot to hit. That's a 27 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And he deals 7 force damage.
Tell me how this looks.
Someone's hurting Iggy's mom, and he doesn't feel very good about that. He kind of only comes up to like waist high, so I think he just like disembowels the guy, snaps onto his stomach, and just pulls and splatter everywhere. It's bad. Whatever the details, it's bad.
Oh. And then falls over dead.
Piece of shit. As I'm like wiping blood out of like away from my mouth, my hair is smoking from the electrocution. Like,
Cecil, you're up.
Having just now arrived and getting to lay of the land and seeing these things for the first time, do they look like how I would expect Undersigned to look?
Yeah.
Okay, including the spellcaster, because we've only seen so many of those, right?
The spellcaster is not an undersigned.
cool. Okay.
Is the spellcaster a gnome?
Spellcaster is dead.
Was the spellcaster a gnome?
No. Spellcaster,
You said like a half elf?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, taller,
yeah.
at least, or was.
I'm taller than him now.
I'm just going to firebolt this guy. That's a 28 to hit.
Weirdly, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh god, he's one of those non-Newtonian guys.
That's 15 fire damage. as the wand just clicks over into place and just this tiny mote of flame shoots out of Cecil's finger.
You said 15?
15 fire.
Okay. Seems like the fire isn't doing quite as much damage as you would hope, but it does hit.
Yeah, I know, but
Well,
I
that's
don't
good
need to burn more spells. I feel confident that the rest of the people around me are going to handle this thing.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, that's it. We'll just spread out a little bit.
Okay. This thing has shaken the poison, and so it is going to get advantage on its first attack against Harper. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Ignis will use his reaction to impose disadvantage.
Okay. That will negate the higher of the two rolls.
Yep.
That is a 23 to hit. I rolled a 17 and an 18.
Yeah. Fair play.
So that is going to be a total of 13 damage.
Harper goes down.
Oh.
Oh.
Harper's a 0.
That's a first, right?
Yeah.
The undersigned, on its first of two attacks, raises its blade and crosses Harper. In a moment, I think of reverie of like, oh, we got the wizard. Awesome. Shock and surprise as fire and brimstone cutting through the breastplate, knocking her down. Second attack. Erebin. High or low?
High.
Harper is very lucky. That is only going to be a 14. I don't think that's going to hit you, is it, Erebin?
No.
Okay. Seeing its prey fallen, this undersigned wheels around and tries to lunge forward at you, but misses. That will take us to the top of the round. Erebin, it's your turn.
Okay, so what undersigned just attacked Harper?
The only remaining one.
Oh, it's the beefier one that I'm already in melee with?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to put a Hexblade's curse on it.
Perfect.
I just look at him, my eyes glow, and Erebin goes, Maledicto. And then I'm going to make my 2 attacks against him.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one's going to be an 18 hit.
Okay, that will hit.
And that is 13 damage.
Okay, does not like that.
Then the second attack is going to be a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is 12.
Cool. Still up, not looking good. Harper, roll me a death saving throw.
18.
Success.
Here's a question, Chase.
Yeah.
I normally have to give Ignis a bonus action on my turn to issue a command. I'm looking through to see. Oh, wait. I found the text. If you are incapacitated, the defender can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. So, can Ignis make an attack against the standing undersign?
Yes.
Cool. He will do so. That's only an 11 to hit.
No dice.
He is going to sort of stay posted up, kind of in between the undersigned and me, if
Absolutely.
he can.
100%.
Just sort of stanced up guard dog style.
Yeah, Ignis is effectively offering you full cover.
Cool. I am but we.
Cecil, you're up.
The undersigned did not look good, right?
No.
Cecil ducks and rolls underneath Ignis and just kind of shouts out, Erebin, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. I dump a potion of healing down Harper's throat.
There we go.
Got
All right, Harper, that's 2d4 plus 2.
it. 6 back.
All right.
There you go.
Up.
Talk
Hop.
is ticking again.
Harper. Stay there.
It's raspberry. I'm allergic.
Ignis, EpiPen.
EpiPen shoots out of his butt. Oh. Erebin, I'm going to stab you now.
Great. Love it. Digging it.
This show is bonkers.
First attack is a nat 20. Second one is a nat 5.
Ignis will use his reaction to impose disadvantage on the nat 20. He doesn't just defend me, he defends all of us.
3.
Yes!
That's a miss.
Erebin, take this to the hoop.
That's my boy right there.
I could go for style, but I'm a warlock and do not have spells, so...
You could go for style, but Cecil's over there.
What's up?
So I'm just gonna strike an anime pose and then do one big slash upward.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled a nat 19, which with the Hexblade's curse counts as a crit.
There we are.
There we go. Finish him.
You do this. Roll damage for funsies.
It's not every day you get to roll a crit damage on stuff.
So it's 18 damage.
Okay.
Jesus.
Tell me how it looks.
Never underestimate the power of an anime pose. Erebin strikes the anime pose, slashes upward, going into the leg of the underside, up through the hip, and out the side of its rib cage. So it just slices in half.
This Mortal Kombat fatality finishes, and it slumps to the ground. Dead.
And the Hexblade's curse, I regain 10 hit points when it dies, so some of its energy just sort of like rises up and flows into me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna turn him into a haunter.
Okay.
Cursed Spectre, his soul comes out and is now my servant.
If Justin rolls a 100 on a D100, is it a shiny haunter?
I'm pretty sure for actual odds on that, it would have to be like 2 100s on a D100. Like, you'd have to roll them back to back.
Do it.
So what you're saying is there's a chance.
Alright, D100.
And honestly, real odds are probably like 3 or 4, because shiny odds are dumb. Anyways.
Nope, these are Arceus rules. We're playing...
We're looking at the whole map right now.
I rolled a 90.
Okay.
Aww.
So you 4 are now standing on this island. There is, at least in the immediate area, you can see a large tent with a plinth in the center. There are the bodies of the undersigned and that wizard here. And there's probably more here in the area, but you'd have to go and look around for it.
Erebin's gonna go up to Harper and be like, "Are you okay?"
Ow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stand still. And Erebin is going to use healing hands. So Harper restores 6 hit points. Not a spell, it's a feature.
Weird.
How'd you do that? What the hell?
Weird warlock healing magic.
That doesn't seem right.
I'm also gonna dump a cure wounds into myself.
Cool.
Just don't scare me like that again.
I'm learning my lesson in jumping onto things that send me flying high into the sky.
You've been real reckless today, and that stops now.
Okay, damn. I heal an additional 9 from my cure wounds. Oh, Ignis, help me out. Oh, I appreciate the concern. I'll try to keep a leveler head. Thank you guys, by the way. I've been getting a little more confident in my fighting abilities recently, and apparently to a bit of a fault. So I'll try to keep a handle on it next time.
I don't see what other things you could have done. You didn't really have a lot of options.
I still had like my little camouflage cloak that I could have used to hide out until you guys got here, but I was worried. Like, I figured if I was in their shoes and I saw that happen, and I would be like, oh, I'm gonna do what Cecil did, and I'm gonna speed us up, and I'm gonna, buff us and get us ready to go.
Sure. Yes.
I didn't want that happening, but
Well, it didn't happen, and we took them all down, and we're all still standing.
Yeah, you did good. Just don't fly off without us again.
yeah, I'll I'll try to keep my curiosity in check.
Let's
Ow.
look around, I suppose. I go to the plinth.
Yeah, I will take a little bit of time to get detect magic back up.
Okay.
And help and look around with that.
Sure. Okay. And Arabin, what are you doing?
I'll follow Harper and just see if there's anything I can help with.
Okay. We'll start with Cecil then. Cecil, you walk up to the plinth and you know no check required. This is where they turned people. You've seen a setup like this before many, many, many years ago. And this is a little more high-tech, isn't the word, just nicer, a little more permanent.
Sure.
The effects are also much better than they were all those years ago as well. The Erksind were vicious, no question about it. But you know from the past several months of dealing with the Undersigned, they are a far more formidable foe. And you're wondering if maybe this setup has something to do with it. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check for just kind of the general transformation area.
17.
With a 17, you're going through cupboards and whatnot, and a lot of it is just kind of like mundane supplies. You do find, though, with that 17, you beat the 15, which was the DC for this. Stashed near the back of one of the cupboards, there is a formidable coin purse of about 500 gold.
Ooh.
All
It
right.
looks like you found the petty cash for the entire encampment.
I mean, that's great. I'll take it and take that, and then I just kind of go back to the plinth and start looking at it and seeing how much I can suss out about how it might magically work.
Arabin, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
7.
Yeah, you take a good long look around. You're not seeing anything of terrible note, just the bodies that have been utterly dismembered, and Cecil looking very, very intently at a column.
All right, I'll just sort of like keep lookout then.
Sure. Harper, you cast that, and remind me, can you please read off the specific effects that you're looking for?
I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me.
Cool.
Any visible creature or object that bears magic, I learn its school of magic, if any. It can penetrate most barriers, is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. You find 3 things of note. Because you have been able to kind of see these hints of fiendish magic in the air, there is no question this is where the Erksind device was being used.
Okay.
You know that.
That stink is in the air.
Exactly. It is hanging on everything. The second thing you find is actually on the possession of the caster. You notice a massive pulse of magic on their person.
I'll dig around.
You reach into their pocket and you pull out a thin, soft as silk, fine black cloth. It's about the dimensions of a handkerchief, and it's folded up.
God damn it. Do you want to roll for it, or can I put 2 and 2 together?
You can put 2 and 2 together.
Harper goes, "Oh, dag. Hey gang, I found something." What's the third thing I found?
You found another jump pad.
Oh, sick. I will get to that.
Yes.
But I will I found it's like, you know, that like the enchantment that was on Ballow's cart, that's sort of extra dimensional, like plays with space a little bit, and how I was able to translate that onto Ignis to make, like, you know, his like internal compartments like way bigger. I think this is like that, except different. It's called a portable hole. So I found this. There might be something in it, but it also might be bad.
Cecil isn't listening.
No.
Cecil is fully engrossed in the plinth.
Arabin was listening, but he doesn't know what that means.
I will, Arabin, just to be at the ready, just in case.
Okay.
Ignis, you too. I will set it on the ground. Well, hang on. I'm acknowledging that this is a curiosity of mine, and I just talked about how I was going to be more conscientious of my curiosity. Should we wait on this?
Do you know what you're doing?
I know how to open it, I think. I don't know what's inside of it.
Well, hold on. Vivius. Okay, now you can do it.
All right. I will open up the portable hole.
The,
I'll set it on the ground, unfold it.
the smell of death washes over all of you.
Oh, the hole. Oh, they're in the hole. Oh, God. I close it back up immediately. Oh, that's fucked up, Greenleaf.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's good. Oh, you nasty. Okay.
Hey, when I need to be, I can be gross. I don't like doing it often,
That's great.
but I wanted to give y'all like a really cool magic item. I did want it to come at a cost, and that cost is you do have to figure out how to empty out all of the bodies.
I do have to power wash the damn thing.
Or just make it our new basement.
Portable basement.
Portable basement.
Yeah.
Take him to the
All right,
portable
we'll get to that.
basement.
We did it. Jace, I need you to tell us we solved your whole puzzle.
We solved your basement puzzle.
You have not solved the basement puzzle. The basement is still full of bodies that everyone instantly know are down there the moment you open it.
Oh my god, portable basement. Okay. We'll come back to that. Pin that. We're coming back to that one.
We need merch.
Professional portable hole cleaners.
Portable basement now with smell of death.
I'll get Mario and Luigi up in that. Even they can't fix it.
I will just be like, oh god, Cecil, the smell is bad. Don't come over here, Cecil. Hey, I will kind of look to Arabin askance and
They're just
I'll wander over to Cecil.
yeah. Airbin follows.
Does my detect magic trip anything on the plinth as I'm walking near?
On it itself, no.
Okay.
Just that, like, that fiendish magic is heavily concentrated over here.
Got it. Hey, Cecil, you with me? Hey, pal. I'll do the thing where I stand on Ignis's back and, like, visibly enter in front of Cecil's eye line.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Bap, bap, bap.
Cecil's eyes look different, and they are staring 1,000 miles away.
Hey, pal.
What's going on, Cecil? Come back to us.
I'm pretty sure I could just destroy this right now.
Is this thing... I'll move off to the side. Is this the device?
No, but this is how they change people.
If we destroy it, we're gonna unleash hell.
Can we ain't got time. I'll burn a spell slot and cast Identify on this thing, just as, like, is this thing magical?
No. This is literally just what holds it while it affects other people.
Copy.
Cecil raises their hands and slaps one hand on either side of the plinth, and I cast Vampiric Touch. And over a course of a minute while concentrating, with Vampiric Touch, I deal 30d6 of necrotic damage.
Do you want us to get in on this, or is this a you thing?
Cecil just stands there and attempts to right every wrong that has ever been done.
The two of you see Cecil's magic taking hold, this weird clockwork energy disintegrating this plinth.
True.
After a minute, it and honestly a portion of the area around it is naught but dust.
Well, no going back now.
There never was.
So what happens now? What do we do?
There's another pad that will feasibly move us somewhere else, further up. There's a long way up, it looks like still.
Cecil takes a step back and they take a breath, take a beat. Right. Was there another tent?
No.
Not up here. This was it. Nothing else to see.
I think maybe a bit of a bit of a break, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, let's take a breather, gather our bearings, because the second we go up, there's gonna be more.
Probably.
Seems likely. We're not leaving here until it's done. You know this, right?
I'm figuring that out.
Whatever you need to do, I'll be here.
Good. I knew. Orange slices, anyone?
Okay, everybody takes a short rest.
Yes, please. Please, please, please. At some point during my short rest, Harper wants nothing more than to be like, all right, Cecil, time for a heart-to-heart. What the fuck? But instead, just realizing that they're in a bad place is going to, I think, just take a, like... I will kind of, in passing, I will magical tinkering Cecil's Outrider stole to just smell again like the tea shop, to smell like the Steeping Scrolls. Just a little bit of comfort in perhaps what seems to be a difficult time.
Also, Chase, I was just looking at Accursed Spectre.
Yeah.
Just during this, and it does say next to it, no action required. So,
Oh, cool.
won't come into play today since I already have one. But in the
Right.
future, if it's mid battle, the
You can do
soul
it.
just rises up. Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember.
Harper, you would have been the
Yeah.
one to notice this. What is your passive perception?
9, my dude.
Never mind.
Ignis's is like 16 or something.
Ignis looks over while you are investigating the portable hole specifically. It's been a couple of minutes since the combat has ended, and Ignis sees there is a moment of a pulse of light around the body of the caster, just for a moment, and then it's gone.
We'll never know what that is.
But the audience will, because Chase wouldn't do that to the audience, just to us.
No, I'm going to leave that for the audience. Hey, this is the DM playing the long game about the lore of the world.
Legit.
Audience, get your conspiracy theory boards ready.
Hey, dust off the boards from seasons 1 through 3 and put this on all of them. Maybe.
Oh, my dude. They done been dusted.
Or one of them. At least one of them. All right. Everybody else good?
Yeah, Cecil doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
They don't pull out their notes. They don't try to sketch anything. They don't write anything down. They just kind of go and sit where the plinth was and just spend the rest staring and contemplating, and many, many old memories washing over them.
All right. The time passes. Everybody regathers their strength that needs to. Is everybody taking the jump pad?
All together, yeah? Count of 3.
Yep.
Let's do this.
All right.
Let's go.
I'll hop on Ignis for the sake of this.
Okay. The 4 of you step onto the pad and ascend into the heights of the sky. The dim blue of the sky becomes lighter and lighter as you start to enter into that nexus of vines. Roads stretch out far underneath you all, and you land gently at what feels like a central point to many of them, although as you look around, that's impossible to say how central this is. It's quiet up here, nearly empty. A many-pointed sign stands where several roads meet and part. You're about to give this area up for naught and start to look for a way back down when you hear a voice that only Erebin has heard before. Well, I suppose I owe you all for that. A figure appears at the sign. A tiefling. Red, but with portions of his skin splotched with what seems to be a pure white light. 8 feet tall, clad in a simple patchwork robe, scroll in hand, and a single golden horn cap covering one of his real ones.
You were the voice.
Hello, Arabin. It's nice to meet you in person.
Who are you? Why were you able to talk to me? What is going on?
I have a lot of names. The one you are most familiar with is Watch.
Watch.
Oh. So you're like a god?
Like a god. Yes. A portion of one.
Oh.
If the guides are one pantheon, that's one part of the...
Oh, you know the guides. You're well learned. They're not terribly well worshipped this way.
No, they're not terribly well worshipped this way. You're not terribly well worshipped this way. Well, it depends which way we are. Which way are we?
Oh, yeah, hi. Sorry, introductions I guess should be made. I'm Harper.
Harper and Cecil.
Yes.
I've heard your prayers at my shrine.
Yes. What happened?
And at this 8-foot figure sits down with his back up against the signpost. Well, that's a very good question, I suppose. Where do I begin? I guess, where do you want me to begin?
That's kind of a big question.
I owe you at least as much of an explanation as I can give. I'm far from omnipotent. I would need the other portions to be able to have that ability, but then I wouldn't be able to talk as freely. So, checks and balances.
Cecil blue screens for a half second, realizing the font of information in front of them.
Yeah. I can't unlock the secrets of the universe, but I can at least give context to your current situation.
Do you live here?
Used to.
Okay.
I reside a little bit further up more often than not, and he points up, and far above you, you see a thin purple crack running all the way across the sky.
Jesus Christ. I was gonna ask, because, there's a bunch of jerks that seem to have,
Yes,
walked into your home.
Unfortunately, that kind of came with the territory.
How do you mean? Like you being here?
So...
The crack in the sky?
No, the crack is fine. That's supposed to be there.
Oh, okay.
No, that's more than I'm gonna get into right now.
What?
Sure.
How did you talk to me? Only the penumbra has done that.
Oh. That's what I sensed on you. Oh, that's a shame.
The what now?
You asked if I lived here. This is the Nexus. This is very much my realm, even though I do not permanently reside here anymore. You prayed to me, not once but twice. That creates a bit of a bond, particularly when somebody from outside of the normal scope of things makes a plea to me. And I like you, for what that's worth. You're doing right by folk. I've always honored that. So I was such a damn bad fiend, really.
Can you tell us what happened at Itraphenus? What actually happened?
Happily. About 30 or so years ago, I was made a proposition by the previous holder of the Mantle of Watch.
Oh.
You see, Watch, it is just that. It is a mantle. It is passed from being to being, and this being wished to make their journey down the river. And you can't do that while you're holding, well, a portion of divinity. And it would be unwise to let such a powerful thing just sit, even if it means giving up an infernal core, which I had to do. Itraphenus is what happened when I eschewed my infernal core.
Oh. And you took on this portion of divinity from the previous watch?
One of 6.
One of 6.
All of the virtues carry a portion of the same former god's divinity.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's been
Why would you give up at your own, even infernal divinity for just a portion of one other?
Infernality is not divinity, Cecil Styles. They are vastly different. For one, divinity itself is, frankly, a skosh more powerful. That's why devils and demons are able to still have communication with those on this plane, and those who are truly celestial do not.
An infernal core. That's what the Penumbra wants.
Yes, he does. He tried petitioning me for where mine went when he first arrived. I don't know. Rather, I didn't know.
Well, what does it mean? What happens if he gets one?
He will be able to reascend to his devilry. It was stripped from him at one point. I don't know the specifics. Another time, another world. But he is dogged at getting it back.
Yeah, he's made that very clear.
You've put yourself in an unfortunate position. Be very careful about granting him that ability.
I don't know if I have a choice anymore.
Erebin Cronin, I have seen many generations of mortal rise and fall. When the moment comes, there is always a choice. And it will be a choice to be made. He will make you an incredible offer, and he will hold to it to the letter. But that is a decision between you and him to make. Just know that if you were to fall from his grace, there would be those to catch you.
So, why are we here?
They came back. Somehow, whoever it was that ended up upon my core made their way back here. When I eschewed it, it created an area where the space between realities was thinner than most. I don't know how they figured out where this was or how to... It doesn't matter in this moment. All that matters is that they were able to get in here. That core is much more powerful in here, close to where it spent so many millennia. You've done a number on this place. I would be shocked if they came back, but it is still out there somewhere. And while an infernal core I don't think can be properly destroyed, that would be like setting off a fireball 100 times more powerful, even if you could manage to do it.
But even if we got it, Erebin, it might not be in our interest to actually get it, because then you're stuck, making a deal you may not want to make.
Making a deal I didn't know I made.
Mr. Watch,
Yeah.
what do you know hypothetically would happen if someone was like exposed, like someone like me, like a mortal, exposed to the core for like a prolonged period of time? What would happen to them?
He gives you a wry smile. I think you already know exactly what would happen.
Cecil, I think the device is a core.
30 years, that would work. The math checks out, yes.
When you eschewed it, who did that go to? Just the ether, or?
I don't know. I know it still exists, but when you give up something like that, it is given up.
You didn't like give it to somebody, it just was given up.
Is it sentient?
It wants. But it is not sentient. It wants to grow in power. It wants to see and seize control. I have not known enough people who have been able to trade off their cores to be able to run the experiments myself.
Oh, shit.
It is entirely possible that there is a sentience within, although, well, I only have so much experience with divinity either, and they might work about the same. Mortals can only hold on to so much divinity themselves. I've seen it happen a handful of times, and only by the most powerful of individuals.
Wow, this is a lot to take in.
It's not a little, that's for sure.
Yeah. And you're 1/6 of a god, so that's not nothing either. I'm like 30 years old, and like, this is my life right now. Okay.
You know, you don't really choose where life is gonna take you. All you can do is react to it. Mortals are very good at that, much better than deities, for what that's worth.
That's a compliment from 1/6 of a god. I'll take, yeah. Is that insulting to say that? Is that insulting?
You
to
are
keep
really
calling me
kind of
out?
hammering into that
I'm
percentage
sorry.
there, and it's like I'm not mad about it because you are correct.
Yeah. You're a virtue. You're a watch.
I am.
That's nuts. That's unreal. And you were something else, and now that power is something that we're bumping up against, and is something that one of our friends is sort of being commanded to acquire.
How much would you trust anyone to take an infernal core knowing that it twists and changes them? I mean, we're speaking of penumbras and devils and demons and deals and barters and contracts, but
Mortals would have the hardest time maintaining it. There are a competent enough sorcerer, or maybe even a cleric of one of the true divine, might be able to figure out some way to contain it. Of course, I say sorcerer, magic user in general. You could also look into one of the other extraplanar beings, a fae, a fiend who has a lesser fiend in their employ that they would trust, that maybe you trust them. One of the great old ones, although I shudder to think what would happen if any of them gained any additional power either, if I'm being honest. They tend to be a bit capricious.
So when you gave it up, who did you want it to go to?
To be frank, I wanted it to be remained buried in underneath the soil. But somebody had some means of finding that power and seized it for themselves.
You put it underground?
The soil you saw below, I'm sure you saw it out there.
Oh.
It
Okay.
isn't exactly pleasant to be around for most folks. I kind of hoped
We
it would-
found like a big underground city recently, and I was worried that like, holy shit, this was all gonna tie together and like.
Oh no, not
So,
that
alright,
neatly.
Cool. No sweat. All right. Whoo! Not that neatly. Chase says to camera.
No, Mr. Watch. No, you're not that stupid. With all due respect, by all accounts, you're one of the great storytellers and wanderers of the world in our history, and the things you've seen and the contracts you've made, and No, you know better than to know that just ejecting a core and putting it under the ground wouldn't...
I didn't have a whole lot of say in it, Cecil. Like I said, when it was no longer mine, I had limited capacity in what I could do with it.
Yes, but if the books tell us one thing, it's that a fiend always has a plan.
I was always a terrible fiend. I'm too kind. Always was. There was an incident several years ago that showed that to me. I was too trusting of someone. And in that moment, I signed a contract that doomed many people to many, many decades of enslavement. That was on me. I didn't trust myself after that, and I acted much more cautiously. I did not trust the core. I believed that's what made me act rashly. Fiends have a plan. My plan was to become this. I left that thing in a pit buried by rock and sand and shale, with every hope that it would remain undiscovered and maybe go inert at some point. Or, if it did get discovered, well, I would still be here, watching and waiting to be able to offer what assistance I could when the time came. I recognize this is my fault, at least in part. There's a reason we're having this conversation.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
Sounds
You know,
like
when
you
you
took
make an
another path.
Sounds... You know when you make an insight check and it's for the players, but it's also for the audience? That's going to be a 19.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Cecil just knows all the stories of fiends, and a fiend becoming divine is not something they've ever read about.
No.
So this is uncharted waters, but just kind of trying to see if Watch is holding anything back or is...
Seems on the level. You know, you're definitely on your back foot on this one. You were certainly, whatever you were expecting to meet up here, I don't think this is what Cecil was envisioning.
Not on the list.
So it is an interesting situation that he finds himself in. That being said, nothing that he has said has seemed out of line.
Everything seems to make sense with what we've learned already, so it all makes sense.
The reality is, and I think this is kind of what sinks into your brain, is that, you know, there is a saying that pervades, in my mind, all realities, and that is the more powerful somebody is, the greater their mistakes. And he may have just really fucked this one up.
Saunter's Folly.
Exactly.
Saunter's Folly, Saunter's Fall.
Aether Finis.
So, Mr. Watch, what name do you want? You're not Saunter anymore, are you?
I am still Saunter. Nobody calls me that anymore. Very few people do, at least. It was a rude awakening for my warlocks when I kind of switched sides on them a bit. That took some getting used to and explaining. But...
Watchwind?
Saunter or Watch is fine. Wanderer, if you really want to get fancy with it, but...
That's a stupid name.
It's a real first draft kind of situation.
Bitches.
Okay, so if you got what you wanted, right? We believe you. We understand the story. We understand what's happening to an extent. You got what you wanted, right? You got your watch divinity, right? You're one of the guides now, and the previous virtue could move on. Then why are you talking to us? Why are you here? What are you trying to? We've got a lot of our own mortal problems. Why do you care?
Because one of those mortal problems is one that I caused. I do feel a sense of responsibility about it, even if I was a little feckless in my action. Trying to make right, and frankly, if it keeps going any worse, things will get worse down there, and I do have a vested interest in things not getting worse.
So is there anything you can do to help us out? Or are you, guarding this weird crack in the sky to make sure, more shit doesn't happen?
No. The weird crack is for, you'll find out one day.
Sure.
But...
That's for higher level adventures.
You are not high enough level for this crack in the sky.
What I can offer you is a little bit of assistance.
Be nice. These guys suck. They nearly killed me today.
Almost. I was actually waiting for you to pass on by.
You were watching that?
There's only so much I can do.
Come on!
I told them to get up there to help you.
Okay.
But what I can do, and he takes out a scroll, and he writes something down, and he folds it up into a paper airplane and throws it down one of the roads. And it flies with a quickness blazing down the road, off into the distance. And a few moments later, something comes back with a parcel, and he catches it like a fastball. I can give you this. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to work this far from where I'm originally from, but I've been assured that under the right stars, you should be able to glean some important information. And he tosses it over to you. Who catches it?
I like magic items.
Harper, you open it up. You find 3 golden scarabs.
Okay.
Golden inspiration.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
From a good friend of mine across the world.
Oh my god.
Roads meet quick here, even without my direct power fueling them. Now you'll want to wait probably about a month or so before you try and make use of them. Like I said, the stars must be right.
Stars must be right.
So, If you've got some other things to take care of, see to it that you do. But in the meantime, that's really the best I can do. You should be able to learn a bit more about the situation, maybe figure out who's at the heart of all of this. And you should be able to do it covertly. It's a wild ride, from what I've heard.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
I put him in Ignis for safekeeping.
Something that is worth mentioning, but Harper, you would know this. Never let Ignis into the portable hole. Never put the portable hole in Ignis.
I was literally just adding it to my inventory and had that same thought.
Yeah, 'cause that
is going in my pocket, my halfling pocket.
Like, that is a really good way to end this campaign tonight.
Well, if we really need it.
If you really look, if things are going poorly,
I can hold the threat of it like a nuclear bomb, I guess, and be like, I'll do it, I swear I'll do it.
but that is the best that I can offer in this moment.
Okay. Well, thank you for any assistance, I suppose. Thank you so much. I mean, I think you're fully aware of... I appreciate you owning that you are connected to this problem. And I would like to... Ever since we heard about this thing, this device, I'm all about devices. I love a good device. I know how to make them, and I know how to break them. And I've been thinking about how to take this thing out. And if you have any insight on that down the line, to either destroy it or deactivate it or whatever, that's what I'm ultimately looking for.
It is an incredible source of power. If you could find a way to funnel its power out, that would certainly be an option. You could also potentially just look to contain it and shield its existence. It doesn't solve the problem, but it kicks the can down the road, and while that's certainly not a perfect solution, you kick a can far enough, sooner or later it's all bents.
Yeah, but we kicked the can down the road 30 years ago, and now we're still here, dealing with the can.
But if we find this device, this infernal core, the Penumbra is going to try to get it. As we said, the Fiend always has a plan. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I want to find it.
That's fair. It is a dangerous thing to do and a dangerous situation that you are in.
This is why he brought me here. This is why he had me join the Outriders. This was his plan all along.
Possibly. The Penumbra doesn't have many followers, but they are well placed in many different places. He may be moving pieces to get into place to where you are not the only one going after it. And if this is truly how you feel, there are two things you should be concerned with. One, he will likely know sooner rather than later that this is how you feel.
Yeah.
And two, that there are going to be others in the area working towards that same goal. And if this is truly how you feel, you may be the best chance for him not to get it.
Well, I just feel like with that sort of power and what he has shown me, that's not something that's going to end well.
The only way we're going to know is when we get there, though. And Arabin, I guess I don't really understand the fullness of the situation you find yourself in, but...
Well, remember that dagger that was pointed at my heart? I feel like right now it's prepped to strike.
Then I'll get working on that, too. I'm a damn good smith.
Arabin, what did he offer you? Not just power, not magic, not spells, not...
Anything I wanted. Power, belonging. He said if I followed him, he would lead me down the right path.
There was one other thing. Arabin, are you intentionally holding that back? Your brother?
Oh, yeah.
Arabin, if it was power, now that you know you could walk away and you're not
My brother disappeared around the time that I found the amulet. He said that he was the key to finding him. My brother was all I had. All I've ever had. And I wanted to do anything to get him back. And this was the price to pay.
I don't care what this thing is. I don't care that this thing we've been looking for is some sort of like devil heart. I haven't ever met a problem that I couldn't work my way through. I don't care what the scale is. I don't care what the scope is. It might take a while, but I promise you, Arabin, I promise you, Cecil, I will figure this out. I'd love to do it with your help. It'll go way easier with it. But I will figure this out.
We will figure this out. You're not doing this alone. None of us are.
We're gonna fix it, no matter what. I don't care what I have to build. I'll build a sword that, punctures the core of the earth for all I care. I'm not giving up on this. I don't care what happens.
No, we're not giving up on this. We've got too many things to fix. I don't know how many of them we can't fix, but we're not going to let this thing run wild.
Any chance to right the wrongs that have already been done, I'll take it.
Can't do it here.
I can largely send you back wherever you'd like. The roads still work. Just watch out for that little hole over there. But
Sure. Bearing would be great.
Sure.
Bearing? The seat? Do we need to go to the seat at all?
No.
Alright, then bearing.
Okay. I wish you well. If you need anything, find a shrine. I'm more easily reached there.
Harper pulls out a notepad and jots down, build a shrine in Bearing. Adds it to a gigantic list.
Saunter.
Yeah.
Cecil turns to Saunter with that dead eyes, no pupils, 1,000-yard stare, and says, "You've been around a while." Flips their hand over and the clocks spring to life around Cecil's hand. I don't know where any of this comes from. Do you?
This 8-foot-tall tiefling has been sitting on the ground just to have like a face-to-face conversation with you all. Pulls himself up to his full height and walks over to you all. Takes a knee in front of Cecil and holds out their hand to kind of pull your hand in closer. The red and white skin splotched like vitiligo, but glowing. Seems to shine through the clocks. And he holds your hand close and looks into your eyes and looks back down. Flux caught in a moment of time, expressing itself in another way. I can see you are... Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If Flux were to resume, this may not exist.
I wondered.
You slipped. And he winks.
Sure did.
It's all right.
Thank you.
Happy to illuminate. Saunter takes a scroll, jots something down, and casts it down one of the roads. Follow the scroll. You'll come out on one of the hunting trails in about 5-ish minutes.
Great.
You'll be like 2 minutes away. Good luck explaining this to your bosses.
Well, luckily we have very understanding bosses.
Luke is gonna have a conniption.
Oh no, the horses.
Oh.
Do you want to go back to Uberg?
Not really.
Okay.
No, it was... No. Bearing it is...
No, who's going to have a conniption is going to be all trade, but we'll deal with that when the time comes.
Oh, yeah, you know that guy, right? He sucks.
Oh, yeah, I've known him for years.
He sucks,
He
man. What?
He has his qualities.
All right.
He did keep us from not dying that one time.
I guess. He's just kind of a prick, I guess.
He also had the murder robots.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, that was really more Dieter.
He did commission the murder robot.
They
Yes.
shouldn't have been armed. They shouldn't have been armed.
Yes.
Okay.
But he paid for the murder robots.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, hell, it was cool to meet you. Watch, Saunter. I'll probably build a shrine for you in Bering just so we can, like, stay in touch.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that is the other thing. Please don't tell as few people as possible how you got here and that whole situation. And honestly, if you could actually dismantle that gate that brought you here at some point in the future, I would really appreciate it. I've tried tearing it down from this side, it just rebuilds itself whenever somebody goes back through. When everything else is settled. If they know how to get here the first time they can get back, get this settled, get that torn down.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
All right, shall we?
Let's go home.
Come on, Ignis.
The four of you walk off.
I think we just have this, like, scene of, like, we're seeing the group of us from behind, silhouetted and whatnot. And Harper just kind of, like, looks up to like, one side to Arabin and one side to Cecil. And just apropos if nothing says, I just want to let you guys know I don't have any secrets. Like, we're cool. Don't keep your secrets. You're good. I just wanted to let you know I don't have any.
Harper talk. I'd tell you if I could.
Harper,
I get it.
I'd tell you if I knew.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, or by giving us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Griffin at Griffcold, and Ryan at RyanRoll20. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustJustinMichael, and myself at TQLoudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember, not all who wander are lost. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.